Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Jerome Strickland channel. I'd like to welcome back all of my subscribers. I'd like to welcome back all the truth seekers. I'd like to welcome all the new listeners. If this is your first time to this video, to this channel, we are all about finding truth. We are all about speaking truth. We are all about upliftment and helping one another out by sharing our wisdom and sharing information. That's what this channel is about. So if you're the kind of person that's looking for truth, that wants to find other light beings, I know it's hard out there finding other people that are enlightened, finding other people that are looking for the light, finding other people that are looking for truth. It seems like most of the world is blind. It seems like most of the world is not even looking for this type of information. But the good news is people are waking up. People are waking up and starting to look around. Have you ever been laying in your bed and you raise up in your bed and you give a big old stretch and a big old yawn? What's the next thing you do? You start looking around, getting your composure, getting yourself together, getting your wits about you. Well, it's the same way when you wake up in the spirit. You take a long yawn, a long stretch, then you start looking around. You start searching for truth. You start researching for truth. You start trying to find out who you are. You start going within. And so you start meditating. You start researching. You go into places like YouTube. You're at the bookstore looking up books. You are hungry for truth. You're not hungry for fame anymore. You're not hungry for fortune. You're not hungry to be seen and validated. All of that stuff out the window. You are hungry for truth. You are hungry to find out who you really are. And why are you so different? Why do you feel so set apart? You become curious and hungry. Well, that's what my video is about tonight. I want to talk to y'all about the importance of doing your own research. The importance of doing your own research. In this grand information age that we live in, nobody has a reason to not be researching for truth. You got libraries, you got bookstores, and above all of that, you've got computers and iPhones and internet. You really have no excuse not to be researching truth. If you're not researching truth, it's because you really don't want to find truth. You've been distracted by this world and all the things that this world has to offer. But once you wake up, you realize this world in and of itself has nothing to offer. It has nothing to offer you. So you begin to look for truth. You begin to look for light. And in your quest for truth, you can run into all kinds of information. Some information is true. Some information is not true. I feel like most information is somewhere in the middle. But I want to encourage you tonight, do your own research. Don't just take everything at face value. You see, in the olden days, before computers and all this other stuff, when mainstream religion ruled, nobody could research like they wanted to. They just had to take the preacher's word at face value. They just had to take everything everybody said to them at face value. Because there was no internet, the books were limited. Back in the 1700s, 1800s, a lot of people could not even read. So you was at the mercy of those people just telling you certain things. Back then, you couldn't do your own research. But now, this is a new time. This is a new age. A lot of the younger generation are waking up. They're not falling into that traditional believing everything everybody tells them. No. They're doing their own research. They're looking for their own truth. They're looking for the origins of language, the origins of words, the origins of religion, the origins of their heritage, the origins of their race, the origins of their bloodline. They're reading history books. They're going on YouTube looking at videos. They're going to the bookstore looking for self-help books. In other words, they are researching. You see, with all this information out here, a lot of people can get misdirected. they can get off track. They can find themselves a little bit confused. They can find themselves not really knowing who to believe. But I tell you here today, do your own research. Do your own research. It's okay to watch videos. It's okay to read books. But what I'm going to teach you here today is how to do your own research. How do I do my own research? I understand I'm supposed to be doing my own research, but how do I do my own research? Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a guideline today. Many of you are watching YouTube videos, and a lot of those videos are very informational. A lot of those videos mostly are people just giving their opinions, giving their outlook and their own research. But there's nothing like doing your own research and doing your own reading. Watching videos is just a part of it. Reading books is just a part of it. There's actually another level. What is that level? It is resignation. What do you resonate with when you're searching for truth? Some things make a lot of sense to you when you hear them. Some things line up with your resignation when you hear them. Then there are some things that do not line up with your resignation. There are some things that you hear that are just not logical to you. So we want to talk about that today. And the first thing is, when you're doing your own research, you have to be in the right frequency and the right vibration. As you do your research, you have to raise your frequency and your vibration. As you do your research, you have to have the right heart and the right mind. As you do your research, your inner man must be ready. Because people who do research who are not in a high frequency and a high vibration, they are susceptible to deception. But if you are in line and you have a high frequency and a high vibration, you are in agreement with your intuition. Your intuition will tap you on the shoulder and say, "That's truth." Or your intuition will tap you on the shoulder and say, "That's not true." As you do your research, you will begin to learn. Things will begin to open up to you. As you put forth the effort to learn and to not just take everything you hear and see at face value. Even this video and other videos like it, they have truth in them. But don't just take anything you hear at face value. Do your own research. Secondly, you have to think. Have a thinking mind. Think about things. Think about what you heard. Think about what you're listening to. Think about what you're reading. And you must not be afraid to search for truth. Did you know there are a lot of people out there? They are afraid to search for the truth. For the simple fact, they don't think they can handle the truth. But you cannot be afraid. When you start doing your research, you got to turn that fear into hunger. You've got to be hungry You've got to be hungry for truth. You've got to want to have truth in your life. You've got to want to know truth at all times. Yes. Seek the truth. Be hungry for the truth. This is the only way that you should do your research. Do not be afraid of truth. Seek truth. And truth will come to you. Love truth. Research the truth. Be at peace with the truth. Yes. And research. Research. And while you're researching, think. And while you are thinking, resonate. And while you are resonating, get on your path and your journey. You are on a path. You are on a journey. And part of that path and part of that journey is research. And you have to be in the right frequency. You have to be in the right frame of mind. And you cannot be afraid of truth. So I say here today, research. You see, there are a lot of powers that be out there that want to keep you in the dark. They want to keep you ignorant. They want to keep you foolish. They want to keep you distracted. And you got to say, no more. No more will I be in the dark. No more will I be foolish. No more will I take everything at face value. No more. I am going to do my own research. You put a book in my face and tell me this is the only truth that I need, and I shouldn't look anywhere else but that book? Well, personally, I see that as a red flag. Why don't you want me to question your book? Why don't you want me to question you? You see, when they don't allow questions, the thinking mind to the thinking mind, that is a red flag. I simply want to research. And when you research, you must research all sides. You must have an objective mind, not a subjective mind, but an objective mind. An open mind, not a closed mind. A reasonable mind, not a religious mind. You see, some people, so many people, close themselves off to truth simply because they have a closed mind. Simply because they're afraid of the truth. But I say here today, do your own research. Do your own research. Research Research, research, research. As you watch these YouTube videos, some of you watch hundreds, maybe even thousands of videos. You spend hours watching videos. And that's great. Get all the information you can. Some of you read books. Hundreds and thousands of pages of books. You must meditate. You must resonate. As you research, you must meditate on what you're researching and see how well you resonate with it. That is the true research. As you raise your frequency, as you raise your vibration, as you open your pineal gland, and you begin to resonate, and you begin to dig in. And once you've done all of your researching, now that qualifies you to teach and share your information. Share your information. What are you doing all this researching for if you're not willing to share your information? Do your own research. Don't take everything at face value. And as you do this, share your wisdom. More like beings need to get up and get active. Stop chasing money, houses, and cars, and start chasing the truth. Start chasing yourself. Try to find yourself, and you won't have to chase money, houses, and cars. They will chase you. Put first things first. Change the inner man, and the outer world will follow. Yes. I'm not going to hold y'all long tonight. We'll make 1 or 2 or 3 more points. The other thing is, I believe you must take notes. Write down information. Write down truth. And compare your research. You see, when light beings get together, and I compare my notes with your notes, and we work together on finding truth, we can find so much truth. Yeah, take notes. Write down what you learned. Better yet, write down your questions. You see, one of the best ways to research, ask yourself, when I hear something or I read something, ask yourself this question: can I prove it wrong? Try to prove it wrong. When you hear something or read something, or somebody preaches something to you, or tells you something, or teaches something to you, ask yourself, try to prove it wrong. If you cannot prove it wrong, that doesn't mean it's true, but it is likely that it is more true. But you got to keep researching. You cannot fail When you research with the right heart, the right mind, the right intentions, and the right motives. Yes. You cannot fail when you research. Because when you research, it's hard. It's hard to pull the wool over your eyes. It's hard to lie to someone who does their own research. It's hard to deceive someone who does their own research, their own fact checking. Yes. They search names, they search dates. They search information. And they do it with an open mind. Not a subjective, but an objective mind. They're open to whatever truth comes their way. They don't throw up a wall or close the door on everything that's outside of their belief circle. They research with an open mind. And here's the other thing. Researching is fun. I love researching. I love watching YouTube videos. I love reading books about myself and how to raise my frequency and how to become enlightened. I love researching things that people have told me and taught me. I love taking notes on things and writing things down. Because it's a wonderful thing when you are gaining knowledge. The one thing that no one can take from you. Gain knowledge. Do your own research. Yes. And we like beings, as we share our wisdom, we become harmonious with the truth. And the truth becomes harmonious with us. It becomes easier to research the truth. And the best thing of all, you will have peace of mind. As you research, do it with a peace of mind. You will have more peace of mind. You will be more healthier. Yes, as you research health issues and health things, health information, mind information, inner man information, spiritual information. Research all that stuff. Even your own religion. That religion that you grew up in, ask questions about it. That book that they gave you, don't be afraid or ashamed to ask questions. Don't allow the water to be poured over your eyes again. Research. I'm not telling you to believe or not to believe anything in particular. I'm just telling you to research. You will be so much happier when you get into the habit of doing your own research. You see, there are universal laws out there. There are principles out there. There are so many things out there that can help you. There's so much truth out there about you, about this world, about your power, about who you are, that you are a part of Source, that you are connected to Source, that you can co-create with God. Yes, research it. Research it. Find your purpose. Research your purpose. Find what you are put on this earth to do. Research who you are and where you are going. Gain wisdom. You see, as you research, you will gain wisdom. As you research, you will gain knowledge. As you research, you not only become a great student, you also become a great teacher. Yes. Well, I just wanted to encourage y'all tonight to do your own research. Do not allow the wool to be pulled over your eyes anymore. Do not allow or let yourself take everything you hear and see and read at face value. Watch the videos. Read the books. Research, research, research. But at the end of the day, ask this question. What do I resonate with? As you raise your frequency and your vibration, ask yourself this question. What do I resonate with? And once you do this, you will be on your way to truth. Yes. Well, that's my video for tonight. I want to encourage all the light beings out there. Do your own research. This is not like the old days. You don't have to take everything everybody tells you at face value. You have the option to simply research the matter. Yes. Well, I'm Jerome Strickland. This is my video for tonight. And before you leave, go ahead and hit that like button. If this video helped you in any kind of way, hit that subscribe button. Yes. So you can get more videos like this. Yes, something for you to resonate with. Well, I'm Jerome Strickland. I love all the light beings out there. Let's become one mind and one consciousness and share our wisdom as we raise our frequency and connect to Source. We're not allowing ourselves to be lied to anymore. We do our own research. We search for the truth on our own. Yes. Well, that's my video for tonight. Glad y'all came to my channel. Hope y'all come back. And I will see you next time. Y'all take care.